Today we're modding Fallout New Vegas. On the previous episode we've got Viva New Vegas sorted out. Now we are building on top of it and the end goal is around 700 mods. That's right, we are ultra modding Fallout New Vegas, and don't worry because I am modding the game in such a way in the end of the day it will feel like you are playing Fallout New Vegas while at the same time it will be completely remastered. Throw a like, subscribe to the video, drop down any comment, it helps a lot, and that being said, let's continue. We're going to add P-Boy Light Flicker Fix, and this mod does exactly what it says. Go ahead and grab the main file and install it. Then let's go and grab the blood decal flashing fix, which fixes a weird bug with the blood decals in the game, which looks really weird. We are going to overhaul all of the P-Boy icons while adding completely new ones. This refreshes the game, make it so much more better, and in my opinion it's a must mod to have. We need to put on the top of our plugins the consistent P-Boy icons framework plugin. So go ahead and grab the main file of this. Let's continue with the consistent P-Boy icons extension, which is going to extend on the previous mod. Install the consistent P-Boy icons, and we're going to grab both of those files and install them. The second one is patches for previous stuff. Next, we are going to install the consistent P-Boy DLC items, the weapons, the reputation, the apparel, the items in general, the stats and some perks, the add number, whatever the crap this is called, I can't read, and lastly the dynamicon. All of those will add so many new P-Boy icons that every time you play Fallout New Vegas it's going to feel like you are playing for the first time. It's very small, but I think overall all of those small icons add up so much into the game. Like look at this rabbit here in the back, I didn't know he had 3 eyes until I looked very close. There is a bunch of stuff here. I'm actually not going to install this. If you install any of those mods, come and check them out. You can always come back and activate this. And once you are done, this is exactly how the whole list of the consistent P-Boy series should look like. My apologies, I forgot to add the weapon hotkit icons. Let's download the map marker icons, which is going to enhance and add a lot of variety when it comes to the map markers. You can see how the Novak looks or the Great Cast. We have the pop-up message icons, which is going to change a lot of those, add again much more. And something small that many people seem to miss is the vanilla fonts revisited. It is going to make the vanilla fonts slightly much more clear and better in my opinion, and this is the best one on the Nexus. We have the FNV slider. This will come with an option on the mod configuration menu to change the FNV in game, which is extremely useful. Not only that, but some mods we are going to use later on, mostly animation mods, require this mod, so go ahead and grab it. We have the smooth HUD immersive transitions. This is going to make the HUD appear and disappear anytime you want. Once you raise your weapon, you will see your ammo. Once you take damage, you will see your health. And it's a much more better than having the constant UI popping on your eyes. We have the vanilla animations weapon scale fix, which fixes a weird bug with weapons. And this is another mod we need later on for some other stuff. This is a mod that is going to fix or add borderless window mode, and it's going to help us for alt tabbing and a bunch of things, and some mods later on will require us to have this installed. Let's go and install the contrasted loud noise texture, which is going to fix the weird looking loud texture on the ground. Install the 1K textures, aka the main file. Let's grab the explodable ghost people's gas bombs, a nice immersion mode. Install the GLM just loot menu, which is going to break the Fallout 4 looting system into Fallout New Vegas. And now we will walk through how to mod the textures in this game to look the best. So first of all, we are starting with NMC texture pack. You will go to the files and you will grab the first 3 main files over here and install them. What you want to do once you install them, you want to merge those together, or it's the same thing, it doesn't matter, you can have them one below the other, but those will be on the top as you can see of our texture mods. Next, we go for Ojo Bueno texture pack. You will go to files and you will download the second file over here, which is going to be safe for the version of your game. Only install that. Before we're moving on, I want you to go to the NMC texture pack you installed, and I want you to go to textures, and I'm going to replace the architectures and landscape mods with another mod that turns both the architecture and the landscape into a better version of Fallout New Vegas. The NMC texture pack, it makes both the architecture and the roads to look way too clean and far away from Fallout New Vegas. So grab those two and press delete and delete those two. Don't worry, we are going to fix that, but for now, delete those two. We will go to the charts, Fallout New Vegas HD textures, and I have the link for you to install the architecture and also the landscape. So go ahead and grab those two. Go and install the windows of the Mojave. It's going to add windows to a bunch of places where before we did not have those. Adds way more realism, it enhances the interiors, it does so many things, and it works for our lighting mods that we're using. Go ahead and install the Robots HD, the best robot texture overhaul I have found on the Nexus so far. Go and grab the Prime Steam HD Steam Park Replacer. We will be using those bad boys all the time, so we need a nice texture that looks similar to vanilla Fallout, and also we're going to add an inject patch later on to have this specific texture to work with that. Go ahead on the main file and download both the main file and the second main file for animated ingestibles. The animated ingestibles is something we're going to add later on. Now, something I am going to link for the first time as a full mod page is going to be Chiluk, I'm not sure how to pronounce this, mod page. Do you see all of those items? You can see on the top left, I have it installed. So what we need to do, open and install all of those, and what I suggest you is install them with the same name, so that way you can simply enough merge them together. But as you can see from the left tick icon, I only have the basic graphic overhauls of his mods, nothing else. Do not grab the creatures HD. This one specifically does not work. I'm gonna make a pinned comment about this. It does not work with our load order because both the skin meshes that we have installed on the previous video does not work with this one, so it's gonna create a lot of issues and crashes with this. So ignore the creatures HD. Let's install Securitrons in CRT, which is going to add a lot of textures on our favorite Securitrons. Go ahead and install both of those two files and simply enough merge them together. I'm also using PAV, aka Power Armor Visual Enhancement mod, and this is going to give this metallic and rusty a nice look to all of the power armors in Fallout New Vegas. It also works for the Recon armors, in case you are interested. A fantastic mod to have. Go and grab the main file and also grab both of the two optional files. We want to go to Ballen Branch mod page, and you want to grab and install all of the physical collection mods. Now, you don't care about the power armor frame, but what we care about is the physical based vehicles, the classic Brahmin cards, physically based blaster. Grab everything he has with a name physically based. Ignore the character kit remake. We are going to do this later on. For now, grab again. I'm sorry for repeating myself, but I make this series for mostly new players or new people into this. Grab again anything with the title of physically based series, and also grab the classic Brahmin cards and install all of those. You can have them installed as you see here, which I have all of them one overriding the other, or you can merge all of them into a super mega file. You can do whatever you want. Grab the HD, Raven and Vulture textures, the wasted load cliffs of the Mojave that is going to fix the cliffs in the Mojave. It's a texture pack, so go ahead and install that. Let's go ahead and install the red on the rocks, which is going to enhance the red rocks, which so far none of the mods we have used does that. You want to go and grab the second file only and install that. Grab the resplatted rugs and install this mod. Go ahead and install the NAT water overhaul, which is going to make the Fallout New Vegas, or I guess the water in Fallout New Vegas, just look much more better. And don't worry, it makes it look dirty as well. Go ahead and install the zlib updated NVSC, which is going to make the loading to take less time. Now, you want to grab this and you want to put it all the way above your graphical mods. For me, I'm going to put this around the consistent icons. We have the better character creation, which fixes the character creation to be much more faster, much more smoother, so you can skip and go straight into the action. Let's install a very popular mod that just came for Fallout New Vegas. This is Base Object Swapper. Let's fix the NPCs in Fallout New Vegas with the Hall of Ace. This is the best NPC overhaul, and the reason why it's the best, it has no issues at all, and it's going to alter and enhance all of the NPCs to make them much more HD, but it's going to keep their original aesthetics. I've struggled a lot with NPCs, and Hall of Ace is the best mod when it comes to that. Now, let's add up into that with the next following mods. We're going to use the character kit remake, which this is going to make all of the vanilla assets, or mostly the faces, look exactly as you see. It's going to enhance the hair, the faces, and it's going to make the game look so much more better, and it works, that's right, for Hall of Face. So first of all, install the character kit remake and only grab the main file. I repeat, only grab the main file and install it. Then go for the character kit remake and install the hair, the teeth, and lastly the hands. And on the hands, again, only grab the main file. Once you install all of those, it should look exactly as you see here. Speaking of overhauls, let's grab the Menace of the New West. This is a graphical type of overhaul, but it also changes or adjusts how the super mutant looks, and I love this new look they have. I think it's great, and I cannot play Fallout New Vegas without this. Go ahead and grab the main file. Install the character kit remake patch. And this is me editing this video or recording at 4 AM. Do you remember when we installed the Windows mod? Well, here is miscellaneous windows, and this is going to add very few windows. Those buildings had windows from the outside, but they never appear on the inside. Let's go ahead and install the drag High Ice retexture. Go ahead and install this. We are done with most of the graphic mods, sort of. We are going to a bunch of gameplay type of mods. This is physics-based ballistics, and this mod completely changes the combat. What it does, it makes the combat unrealistic but very fun. In the Fallout New Vegas, when you shoot someone with a gun or a sniper, the bullet travels on a straight line. With this, because of the rust of the weapon and a bunch of other factors, the wind and so on, the bullet will do a little bit of a dive in the end, so it will make shooting so much more fun, and I cannot recommend this mod enough, guys. We have the sound enter, which does exactly what the mod implies. Go ahead and install this. Go ahead and install all weapon sounds overhaul modern edition redone from Westomer, one of the oldest mods, but we just managed to get a new version for this. Go ahead and install that. Install the realistic SFX, which is going to add a much more better sound quality to many of the weapons. We have the aim transition patch, which fixes a very annoying bug when it comes to aiming on third person. Go ahead and install the dynamic weapon spread 2.2 version. And grab both the main file and the first file of the optional for jump. Don't forget to pick the right names. I'm just going to put the same name but with jump on it. That way we know it's a patch. Let's continue with the consistent spread, firearms, accuracy and gobble fix. All of those mods will come together and completely improve the combat. Let's install the B42 drop mag all-in-one. This completely changes how you play the game. In the Fallout New Vegas, in the vanilla game, if you have a 10mm pistol, and you shoot once and you reload, you will still save your 9 bullets. With this one, anytime you reload, the whole chamber or the whole mag, should I say, drops on the ground. So you will always have to think, do you want to save your bullets or do you want to play more aggressively and burn bullets? Much more realistic, and I love this mod so much to the point where I cannot play Fallout New Vegas without this. Now, I'm going to put on the video description. We're going to grab the main file, grab the classic Fallout New Vegas patch. Let's go ahead and grab the glass shards visibility fix. This is how the vanilla looks with broken glass, and this is how it looks with this mod. Because we're playing with bad touch, you now can see where glass is, so you don't have to step on it. Install the second file over here. We have the Gore Mix, which is going to add a bunch of transition animations when it comes to third person, giving much more variety and making the game much more cooler and much more alive. Go ahead and install the main file only. Let's go and install the third person movement animations overhaul and only install the main file. Do you remember when we installed enhanced movement on the previous episode? I am going to grab the first optional file, the sprint animation for females, and also the third person sprint animations 100. I'm gonna grab those three and install them. Let's grab the better stand-up animation, which makes the stand-up animation just play way more smoother and way better. Let's add the walking inertia, and in case you're thinking the P42 inertia does that, it actually doesn't. This mod is going to add acceleration movement speed when you run, and it also will add that inertia effect you see when it comes to having your weapon out. This is a complicated mod. It took me a long time to test it out, multiple years, and try to compare this with other mods that did similar things. This is the best one so far. FPS weapon lowering, so you will lower your weapon when, let's say, you will hit a wall or an NPC while running. This is an immersion mode that takes it to the next level. Project Reality footsteps. It's going to replace the vanilla footsteps to make them sound much more better. There are so many. The mod author says there is over 60 additional sounds. There is no bugs. Nothing can go wrong with this mod. We have the modern stagger animations. That's very much adding a flinch effect. It doesn't run that many scripts, and we need that to make the combat feel much more better. Now we have maybe one of my most favorite mods, and I know you hear me say this a lot. This is armed to the teeth. What this does, it makes it where every weapon you have that you are going to favorite, it will actually remain on top of you, and this is such an amazing thing. Back when I played Fallout New Vegas or Fallout 3 or even Fallout 4 when it came out, I think it is such an immersion breaking thing when your weapons do not stay on top of you when you have them favored, you know. This mod fixes that. And on top of that, you are going to grab the arm to the teeth redux cowboy holsters, which is going to add additional holsters, should I say, that combined with the previous mod, it's going to give you a much more fancy way to carry your guns. We have the third person camera overhaul. Once you install this by pressing F, you will do this change, and you can adjust those on the mod configuration menu. Your camera will be placed on top of your shoulder, and this makes the game so much more better and much more modern. We have the Mapo main pause menus overhaul. This is going to give you an insane huge selection when it comes to adding different fonts into the game. It will have an achievement unlocking system. You can go ahead and install anything you want. I will only grab the main file and install this. Let's grab the foot effects, tweaks, custom foot healing. It will customize a lot of foot and make it much more compelling for playing for survival, rendering them not completely useless. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the main file of this. Then we have the player combat priority. It's a difficulty set. This mod essentially it will make it where all of the hostile enemies will not automatically run down your followers, but instead they will target you. NPCs strip Uncut, which is going to add a bunch of new NPCs that were included in the original Fallout New Vegas that they got removed. We are going to overhaul now a bunch of things when it comes to the main game. Install Mojave Raiders and grab the main file. Then install the economy overhaul and only get the main file. Grab the no reloading cancelling, the bullet trails, and we install on top of it the Subter bullet trails retexture. It's time to install animated ingestibles. A fantastic mod. It will give first person animations to many, and I mean many of the consumables in Fallout New Vegas, if not all, once we are done setting this up. I will have this in the video description. Install the main mod, install the update English version, and install the second optional file, the G Suite Pass Travel Patch. Install the B42 description, and you want to patch this by installing the B42 descriptions revised. We have the required main file, so you only need to install the main file. Let's install the B42 loot animated physical item pick, which is going to play first person animations anytime you are going to pick something. A must have mod in my opinion. Then we have the animated ingestibles ingest patch, which is going to play specific animations for using medical supplies. Install again the main file, the second optional file, and the third optional file. We are going to grab a bunch of patches for animated ingestibles. This is the animation pack, which is going to add extra animations to so many items. Install only the main file and the first optional file. Install the B42 inject items, assorted items 1. Grab the sunset sarsaparilla animations, because we will be using those a lot, and the liquid courage to enhance a lot of untouched animations by the original mod and the rest of the patches. The B42 inject meat animations, the water animations, the B42 interact, which is going to give you specific interactions with items like bobbleheads, specific boots, quest items, all of that, like skinning. In similar fashion, we are going to patch the hell out of this. We install the Hit 42 interact animations packs, which again it adds those animations for a bunch of items. The Hit 42 drugs, and remember kids, don't do drugs. Here comes the wholesome advice from Kavou. And we have the Hit 42 interact skinning, and you can install both of them if you want the animations to play when you are interacting with humans. I usually don't like the second file because I think it's too much, but go ahead and install the main file, and if you like these gruesome animations to play for humans too, install the optional file. I'll leave this up to you. We have the B42 inspect for all melee weapons. Install both of those files. Grab the unarmed inspection for B42, the reinforced platinum chip B42 interactions, and next I'm installing some random mods before closing the episode because I don't want to make those too long. Install the Mirror 2K by Timelapses and grab again the 2K version. 4K textures do not work for Fallout New Vegas, so don't do it. Similar to Skyrim, always install 2K. We have the real-time weapon modding system. This will make it where you will be able by pressing a hotkey to modify your weapons in and out of combat, which is going to give you way more options when it comes to that. Now the next 4 mods, you might think they are random, but we are installing them because we will be using those textures for the B42 interactions and animated ingestibles. Grab the perfect potatoes, the awesome apples, the prettier pears, and better beans for animated ingestibles. All of those will make this crap look like this. We have one of my most, if not my most favorite mode that I cannot, literally I'm not kidding, play Fallout New Vegas without, the Sweet 6 shooter perks. There are so many perk type of modes, but this one, guys, out of all does the best. You can read about it, it gives so many perks and they have the same design with Fallout New Vegas, and it's going to give you so many choices, and I promise you this is the best, most up-to-date perk overhaul when it comes to Fallout New Vegas. You want to grab the main file and the G SUE patch. Let's go ahead and install level up trades, and now the next mod you can grab this if you want. This is pick 4 trades, and a better description will be pick up 2 4 trades. That means with this mod you can either pick 2 trades or 4, whichever you want. We have the immersive weapon swap, which is going to make weapon swapping much more better, and again this is going to work with everything we have installed previously, making the game feel much more fresh. It works for both first person and third person animations. Let's install Famine, a loot rarity mod. Only grab the main file, and what this mod does, it is going to turn Fallout New Vegas into actually a post-apocalyptic survival game. No more you will find crazy loot or lots of ammo or lots of weapons from NPCs and enemies, but this will make it where loot will come with scarcity. It's going to fix the problem with economy, and when you combine this with survival difficulty, which is what I like to play with, this completely makes the game feel totally different in a very good way. We have the charisma tweaks, which is going to change the charisma to work much more better. Go ahead and install both of those 2 files and let one override the other. Next, similar to Vanilla UI Plus, we have a mod that does not exist on the Nexus, so you will have to use this link and download the mod. This is called Cyberware, and you just go to the files and you install the main file over here, and that should do it. This will make it where once you visit doctors you will have this option where you will be able to actually inject implants and improve your character by the cost of caps. You will get dozens of new items in a form of a suitcase that you will find all around the world, so this will reward exploration and you will always have ways to enhance your character furthermore. A fantastic mod in my opinion. Go and install CyberJam, which is going to patch Jam and Cyberware together. This is going to give the classic Psycho looks to Psycho. This comes with also a patch for B42, which is why we need this that low on our lot order. We have the Famine and Cyberware compatibility patch. Again, as I've told you guys, 70 with 80% of our mods or my mod list is pretty much patches. That's why I have so many mods. Go ahead and grab this so we have compatibility with those 2 great mods. Install Simple Night Vision. The Mojave Arsenal. It will make it where you will have different ammo variants, make it much more interesting the way crafting or finding ammo works, which makes sense in, you know, a post-apocalyptic wasteland. Install both of the files here. Install the Mojave Wildlife, which is going to give much more life to the wildlife, similar to Fallout 3. Go and grab the second file over here. Now, when it comes to playing Fallout New Vegas, I always play on survival, and I think the fast travel in Fallout New Vegas or in any game really sucks. I love what Red Dead Redemption does. We have transporters in an attempt to fix that for Fallout New Vegas, where it will add a map of a lot of transporters. That will be guys having mole rats, which you will pay a fee and they will travel you around. You can even get 2 perks from 2 quests that come with this mod, where you can pay a smaller fee and you even have their HQs. A fantastic mod, and I don't understand why this mod only have 700 endorsements. I really don't. Lastly, I'm going to fix the ghouls in Fallout New Vegas, and I'm going to call it an episode, guys. So let's go and install the another ghoul variant mod, which is going to add variations to ghouls. Go and install on top of that the New Vegas feral ghoul children, because you thought it couldn't get any worse. Install the ghoul shuffle. They will look more like zombies and they will stand out more the way they walk and run. and essentially ghouls will strike. Grab the Vault 34 ghouls have vault suits because it makes sense, and grab the feral ghouls and Jason brother robes, which is going to add those robes to the ghouls that escape from Novak because it makes sense. Grab the 2 files and install them. And with that being said, guys, I am going to call the episode here. We have installed over close to 300 mods, so we are halfway there. I will see if I can make those longer or shorter. That being said, I will be missing for quite some time. I will be back at the early of September and I will come back to finish those series. There are much more videos coming out, so if you enjoy those videos, throw a like, subscribe, comment down anything below, and of course ask me if you have any sort of issues. I always read and answer those comments. Thank you for watching. It was me, Kavou, and until next time, have fun exploring the wasteland and happy modding.